In this video, I will be providing you with a simple and easy method to see if your floor foundation or subfloor framing is not level, out of level. And this not uncommon to have one section of the home sink into the soil through a variety of different reasons and create problems with your windows and your doors, and in some cases even you could find yourself leveling your cabinets, TVs, stuff like that. So not a good thing. So first thing we're going to want to do is find a central location, and this isn't necessary, just something I like to do. So we will select this area right here. The next step will be to attach one end of the water level to the central location, and that can be done by a variety of different things. Tape, just tape it to the wall. Drive a screw or a nail through the edge here. Do not block the either side of the water level off. It needs the air to go through to make it work. Then you'll need to make a mark somewhere, and this will be, we'll just refer to it as our main leveling mark. And I think I made this about 2 foot off the ground. Wouldn't be a bad idea to make them in equal measurements of feet, because you will be adding and subtracting measurements here. So go with a nice even number, something like 30 inches, 36 inches, something like that. I mean, 30 inches or 20 inches would be fine, or 2 feet or 3 feet, and we can go from there. So our measurement here will just say is 2 feet off of the floor, and one end of the water level is attached to the wall. And you can always have one person hold up one end of it. One person hold one end up, another person hold the other end up, and then someone else goes through and makes all of the marks. That would work just fine as long as the level does not move. If you have somebody holding it up against the wall and then you make your mark and they move it a little bit, that could be a problem with your finished measurements. Well, let's go ahead and go to the other end, make our mark, and then we will go back and then have the same mark. And I'm giving you an idea here. Let's just go back, and we can see that the mark is even with the water, but it is not even with the mark that we made here. That's because we will need to measure this distance and then transfer it to the other side, and then make our main level mark here. And wanted to show you where the water would be, kind of an idea, in your water level. This is the water is being level in the tube, and of course that's where our mark is, but not our main mark. Our leveling mark, I should say, is there. Give you an idea what it looks like on the other side, and that's what it looks like there. Let's go ahead and go to another corner of the house. Again, it will be attached to the central location here, and then of course this one here we will move to the other side. Same thing, just kind of running through it again. We got our main mark, and this mark might be in a different location. You're not gonna, these marks aren't always going to be the same, but you will simply, this is the main mark you're looking for. You'll just simply measure the distance here on all of them. So the last one was 6.5 inches. This one here could be 8 inches. It could be 3 inches, but you'll need to transfer the marks to the other side. That will be the main thing. Let's go ahead and go through the doorway here, just kind of showing you how you can go through the house. Again, this will be attached or secured somehow so that you can get your level mark and then make it on the wall framing stud. Go back to the other side and then measure the distance. So we'll pretend like this is 5 inches here. Shoot back over to the other side. 5 inches, draw a line, and now we have our main level mark again. Now this is where we can measure to see how far the floor is out of whack. So we're going to measure from our main leveling mark to the top of the floor. Top of the floor, main leveling mark. We are not going to be using these marks here. I mean, you can actually use these marks and not do this. You could just be measuring from here down to the floor, but sometimes that gets confusing. Especially if you're going to be working on the project for a couple months. It's nice to have these measurements instead of a variety of different ones. It could get a little confusing. And then we simply go back to the other side and measure the distance here and then subtract it, and that will give us our difference. Let's go ahead and do a sample measurement here. Top of the floor, which is B. The main leveling line is A. We are going to pretend like this is 24 inches. Top of the floor to our main line. Let's head over to our corner. And if this measurement is 24 inches, then your building is level. Now this is where it gets a little confusing. If this measurement is taller, let's say it's 25 inches, that means that this section is lower than the other section. If this measurement is less than 24 inches, then that means that this measurement or this section is higher than the other side where the water level is. So I hope that makes sense. Now that you have all of that stuff locked away in your brain, let's just go ahead and go over this again. This would be the first one we did. This would be the second one. You can do it throughout the entire house. You can go to the corners here of your doors, make marks on the walls, in the closets, and run these tubes all over the place, just kind of giving you an idea. Run them through the doorways. You can check the all over the house, any measurement you need. Now, if you are coming to a spot, let's say that your house is 100 foot long and you bought 50 foot of tubing, you can always take and run 50 foot of tubing to the furthest point or to any point, and then run it from that area to the other points also. So once you have your main water level marks, you can move the hose if needed and travel through other parts of the house and make your marks. So I hope this makes sense. This is how you would figure it out, by going on the inside of the house. I am going to try and make a video to give you some ideas on how you would do it on the outside of the house, but this is probably going to be the best method. The outside of the house might not work because your doors and windows might not be the same height. You know, you could do it from your roof rafters, maybe measuring down, but if there are any measurements that are off a little bit, then it could create problems for you. So inside of the house, I think, is going to be better. This is actually what I would do if the walls were covered with stucco or siding, some type of finish. If you're dealing with the framing, you have all the exterior of the house removed, then by all means go to the outside and do this. And this really does work good. I can't really think of, I mean, I've checked this before with builders levels, transits, and actually used water levels to check the transits to see if they were right, instead of taking them in and getting recalibrated, or to see if they needed to be recalibrated. So anyway, another lengthy video, I'm sure, and I will put a link to the how to make a water level if you need a little more information about that at the end of the video also.